Welcome to the Explainer. We think of robots as these super advanced machines, right? But what if I told you the biggest thing holding them back is just turning a knob on your stove? Seriously. So today, let's get into why this tiny little challenge is actually a huge deal for the future of robotics.
And this quote, it just nails it. I mean, we've all seen those videos of robots picking up a box, moving it from here to there. That's cool, but that's just step one. The real challenge, the magic trick, isn't teaching them to just hold something. It's teaching them to understand it and actually use it. Yeah, and this is what I like to call the clumsy robot problem. It's exactly why a robot today might be able to bring you a can of soda from the fridge, no problem, but it would just stare blankly at your microwave, completely lost.
Okay, so let's break this down. You see, there's a huge difference between just moving something and actually interacting with it. On the one hand, picking up a block? Simple. The robot just needs to know its shape and where it is. But on the other hand, turning a stove knob? Whoa. That's a whole different ballgame. The robot has to understand orientation, how much force to use, and what it's even trying to do. It's all about context.
So what's the hang-up? Are the robot's arms just not good enough? Well, not really. The problem isn't the hardware. It's the software. It's in the robot's vision. Or, to be more precise, it's in what we've been teaching it to see.
And this right here, this is the core of it. Most of the data we use to train robots just teaches them what something is. Hey robot, this is a knob. But it totally skips the part about how the knob actually works. There's no functional context. So to the robot, this intricate dial is basically the same thing as a drink coaster. It's just a round thing.
But what if we could change that? What if we could give these robots the right kind of vision? Well, that's where the hero of our story makes its entrance. It's a brand new, super clever way to teach them exactly what they need to know.
And here it is. Say hello to the Appliance Knobs dataset. It's an open source project, and it's built to tackle this one very specific but very, very important problem.
And you know what? The goal is so beautifully simple. It's all about helping robot models learn how to recognize, interpret, and this is the key part, interact with controls you'd find in the real world. We're not trying to teach it to identify a million random objects. We're teaching it to deeply understand a few really critical ones. All right, so how does it work? What's the secret sauce? Well, the genius here is how it teaches the robot to see things in a totally new way. It's literally about adding another dimension to how it perceives the world.
And it all boils down to one simple number, 2. That's it. 2 different camera angles for every single object. And believe me, this one little change makes a world of difference.
So check this out. First, the robot sees the front view. That tells it what the dial says, the numbers, the little markings. But then it gets a second view from the side, and that tells it where the dial is in space. Think about it. It's just like how our own eyes work, right? Try closing one eye and reaching for something. It's kind of tricky to judge the distance, but with 2 eyes, our brain instantly builds this 3D map. Well, that's exactly what this dataset does for a robot. It lets it build that full 3D understanding it needs. And boom, the result is that true 3-dimensional understanding. The robot isn't just looking at a flat picture anymore. It's actually grasping the physical reality of the object, its depth, its position, its orientation. This is the context that was missing all along. Okay, so a robot can turn a knob. Big deal, right? Well, actually, yeah, it's a huge deal because this one small step is a giant leap forward for what we can actually expect from robots that are meant to help us.
It's simple, really. Better data makes for smarter, more precise robots. Suddenly, they have the ability to use the everyday tools that are all around us. And that's what's going to finally close that gap between robots being a cool lab experiment and robots being genuinely helpful assistants in our homes, in hospitals, everywhere.
So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. Mastering a simple knob, it might not sound like much, but it's a gateway. It proves that if we give them the right way to see, we can teach robots all the little, nuanced things they need to know to operate in our world. So if a robot can finally learn to turn a dial, what can it learn to do next?